Minicamp just ended for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've got the long wait to training camp. So we're doing a little bit of a review. So what happened with Steelers minicamp? Now we're going to get into this in a lot more detail next week. But just as a quick review, like what are some of the things that we saw from the Steelers minicamp? Well, the first thing is that they got out healthy. That's first and foremost. Now, I understand there's going to be some people that said Donald Parnham, he got hurt, backup tight end, but and you never want to lose anybody. So I want to make that very clear. You don't want anybody getting hurt. You don't want to lose anybody. But big picture, he was the number 4 tight end. So if you're going to lose somebody to injury, and it's football, you're always going to lose somebody to injury. That is not, roster crushing. That's not season devastating type of an injury. Again, you don't want anybody going down, but that happened, and you're like, dang, that sucks, but it's not going to crush the season. It's not like your left tackle going down, God forbid. Let's knock on some wood there. So they got out healthy, which is good because you got to get through those things. They're important practices. Steelers got through it healthy. Another thing that kind of jumped out, Minkah Fitzpatrick, ladies and gentlemen, he looked outstanding. Now, yes, it's helmets and shorts, no shoulder pads. I totally understand all of that. You are right. But I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again today. Would you have rather him look bad in the helmets and shorts or good in helmets and shorts? Because if it's me and you ask me, I would rather see him look good versus bad. Period. End of story. Minkah looked good, looked rejuvenated, almost like somebody that is getting a fresh start at something. And maybe Minkah realizes that, hey, I didn't do enough last year. Also, Minkah realizes, hey, maybe we're going to do some different stuff. Maybe we're going to get into some things that's going to allow me to be the playmaker that I was previously. We're going to find a lot out. We'll talk about that a little later and into next week, what it looks like. But yeah, I feel like Minkah, he stood out. I mean, it's not just me saying that. That is what happened. Minkah stood out, was making plays all over the football field, basically back to being the Minkah that we all know and love. But again, I want to caution, helmets, shorts, no pads. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think the pad part with Minkah is the problem. I think, and again, I've said this, I think it was scheme that they just didn't allow him. They didn't trust the corners, so they had him playing center field and not being involved too much. I think that's going to change this season. And it's going to have to if the Steelers are trying to get to where they want to go. It's going to have to change. But Minkah absolutely did look good. The addition to Thornhill is going to help him too. Because, the Steelers, obviously, there are a ton sub packages. But even in their sub packages, a lot of people, they think DB, they think nickel, they think corner. Steelers do a ton of sub packages just in nickel where they have 3 safeties out on the football field, which, again, allows Minkah to do other stuff. So I think Thornhill is also going to be able to help with what's going on in the secondary, and it's going to help Minkah. But he definitely looked good. Absolutely looked good. As far as the defense, look, there's going to have to be more imagination. Going to have to be a ton more imagination to what is going on the football field. That was the thing that got the Steelers in trouble last year. They were just so vanilla, especially near the end of the year, and teams knew exactly what they were doing, and they just steamrolled us. Just steamrolled us. I mean, that Baltimore game, they knew exactly what we were going to do, and we had no stop for it. We had nothing. So don't be so vanilla on defense. We saw some of that. A surprise, and maybe it was a surprise, but somebody for everybody to keep an eye on. Dante Kent. Keep your eye on him. Look, he's going to be battling for, he's a 7th round draft pick. He's going to be battling for that position of nickel corner. A lot of people think Brandon Eccles, that's his job. We've seen Eccles play a lot on the outside, but I think Eccles is probably going to be in there. The real battle is who's the backup. Is it going to be him or Beanie Bishop? Now, look, I'm telling you right now, Eccles is faster than Beanie Bishop. And I'm 100% not sold on Beanie Bishop. We've seen it last year. I'm not so sold on him. He struggled, but he's now got experience. And that experience has to count for something. It absolutely does. So we'll see. That's one of the position battles. Obviously, we'll have a podcast on what position battles that we should be looking at training camp. That'll come down the road here as we got some time to put all that good stuff together. But just keep an eye on him because Dante Kent flashed more than once. He flashed a couple of times. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens there. But let's go to the poll question, people. Poll number 4. What rookie did you want to see shine the most during OTAs and minicamp? Was it A, Will Howard, B, Caleb Johnson, C, Jack Sawyer, and D, Derek Harmon? So what rookie did you want to see shine during basically the offseason period, OTAs, minicamp? Will Howard, Caleb Johnson, Jack Sawyer, or Derek Harmon? Make sure you put a 4 in front of that number so you know exactly, or we know exactly what poll question that you are answering. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, the offseason is over. It is officially over. And now we look towards the season. Training camp will be here in a couple of weeks. Call it 6. It's a nice fresh break. And then we got to get after it. I mean, look, July 23rd is when they report. First practice is July 24th. It'll be here before you know it. So lock in and get ready. I've said this before. I believe the Steelers have a better roster than what they had last year. I think they do. I just look at each and every position where they upgraded, where they made changes. The Steelers are better. May not end that way, but I believe they are right now. I saw it today. 8.5 is the Steelers over under. Everybody's taking the under. This is the third year in a row that everybody's taking the under on the Steelers win total. At some point, I think the national media just has to say, you know what, and this is the approach that I've taken. Until I see them have a losing season, I'm not going to believe it. And not only that, their schedule, while it is difficult, it's not near as difficult as it was last year. That's number one. And again, the Steelers are better. They're a better football team. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. Really looking forward to it. So, like I mentioned before, we'll be back next week, breaking more down in more extensive detail on what happened at minicamp. So appreciate you all doing that. Again, that's all I got for you today. Again, like, follow, subscribe, continue to get in that comment section like you guys always do. Hit the notification bell so you know exactly when Steelers Almighty content comes out. Remember to sign up to also become a member. Make sure you do that. 5 different tiers. Always special treatment in the lives. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, and aloha.